Welcome to Rusty's Sudoku stream. I'm going to add a 1-hour timer for the hard puzzles. I don't have it ready today, but basically what we'll do is if I solve the puzzle in an hour or less, great. If it takes me over an hour, if the countdown timer for that runs out, we will stop. And I will then post to Blue Sky what the actual solution is. But that gives me a little bit more incentive to maybe work harder. All right, this is what I see in the book for this puzzle. So let's see if it validated properly. Nope, I got something wrong. Multiple solutions. 9, 5, 6, 2, 2, 7, 2, 6, 8, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 9, 5, 4, 5. Oh, this is a 6, not a 9. And let's try that. All right. And I'll give you 20 seconds to see if you can get a head start on me. And put my mouse someplace where I can get to it later. And we got 2 more seconds here. And my timer. All right. So 5 there, there. Get a 5 put in here. One of these two is going to be a 5. This one's going to be a 5. One of these two is a 5. And one of these two is a 5, which means this is a 5, that is not. All right, ones. One of these two is a 1. One of these two is a 1. These two is a 1. And I've got not a lot of help here or here. 2s. One of these two is a... Nope, this is a 2. Missed seeing that one right off the bat. Okay, that's a 2 there. This is a 2. And this is a 2. 3s. About 3s. Do I have any 3s on the board? I don't see any 3s on the board. Part of what makes this one a hard puzzle, right? Now this one becomes a 4. And we end up with 4 possibilities for 4 here. Another 4 possibilities here. 3 possibilities here. 4 possibilities here. 4 possibilities here. And 6 possibilities here. I've already gone through the 5s, so let's go on to 6s. One of these two is a 6. I've got a whole bunch of possibilities there. 2 possibilities for a 6 here. That makes this a 6. One of these two will be a 6. And that's about it for the 6s. 7s. We've got 2 possibilities here. 2 possibilities here, which means 2 possibilities here. Over here, I've got 3 possibilities. Up here, I've got 5 possibilities. And over here, all 6 of these are potentially a 7. All right, how about 8? We've got an 8 here and here. One of these two will be an 8. I've got 4 possibilities here. This one's going to be an 8, which means I've got 2 possibilities there. All right. Over here, one of these two will be an 8. This one gets to be an 8, so that makes this an 8. And we get 3 possibilities down here. Okay, 9s. Got a 9 here. Let's go block off all 3 of these and 3 for these 2, but this one's already blocked off, those 2. We get 2 possibilities for a 9 there 2 possibilities for a 9 here. This one can't be a 9, so one of these two, oh, not that one. This one's going to be a 9, so that can't be a 9. That's a 9. We end up with 2 possibilities up here. 2 possibilities here. Makes this a 9. This becomes an 8. And now we've got 2 possibilities for an 8 here. All right. Now, got a 1, 2, no help on 3s. That's a possibility along with that. But I can't eliminate these yet. 4, 5. This can't be a 6. So one of these two is a 6. And we get all 3 of these potentially are a 7. If these two is potentially a 7, one of these two is a 1, which means this one is not. That becomes a 1. We've got a 2 here. Any one of these are a 3. 4, 5, 6. And one of these two is a 7. 8 and 9 here. All right, over here, one of these two is a 1. 2. Any one of these 3 is a 3 at this point. How about 4s? One of these two is a 4. And everything else is on the board. 8 and 9, all right. How about here? We got one of these two is a 1. 2 here. Any of these are currently potentially a 3. We got 4 possibilities for a 4. We got a 5 here. 2 possibilities for 6, 7, and 8. 2 possibilities for a 9. Okay, we narrowed things down a bunch here. 5 and 9 are here. So 1, 2. So one of these two is a 3. 4, 5, 6. One of these two is a 7, and that's going to be that one. So this is a 3. We got a 3 on the board. That means this one here is going to be a 5. No, it's not a 5. Control Z that. A 4. Okay, that means one of these two is a 4. Any one of these could be a 3. Over here, all we've got locked down is a pair of possible 5s. Let's check that. 1, 2. So any of these could be a 3. How about a 4? Well, we've got 3 possibilities for 4. One of these two is a 5. One of these 3 is a 6. One of these two is a 7. 8 and a 9 there. Okay. That means, hold on. Let's back up that stuff a bit. I want to see. Yep, that is a 9. Never mind. Turns this into a 6, so that's not. All right. One of these 3 is a 6. But that means this, no, this cannot be a 9. 8, this is a 9. That makes this an 8, this is 6, which narrows down 6s here to one of these two, and up here to one of these two. Does that help at all? 1, 2. Still don't know anything about the 3s here. 4 is going to be one of these 3. One of these two is a 5, a 6. One of these two is a 7, 8, 9. All right. 1, 2, again, 3 possibilities for 3, 4, 5, 2 possibilities for 6, and unfortunately 3 possibilities for 7, 8, and 9. All right. We've got a 3 on the board here. One of these 4 is going to be a 3. One of these 3 is a 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, so that makes this into a 3. And this becomes a 1. So not a 1 here. End up with 3 possibilities for 4 there. Besides the 1, one of these 2 is going to be a 3. Besides the 4. Over here, we now have 2 possibilities for 4. We've got all kinds of possibilities for 3. But because I've got pair there, this is likely to be a 3, or either a 4 or 3 as well. We don't go on likely. On the other hand, one of these two will be a 3. 6, 3. Because it can't be in one of these two spots. It could be here if this were a 3. In which case, this would become a 4. One of these would be a 4. This would be a 3 and a 4 here. That's a possibility. All right. Let's unmark these 2 3s. We've got 4 possibilities for 4 here. Let's look at this down here again. 1, 2, 3, 3. One of these 3 is a 3. Four, 5. One of these 2 is a 6. And these 3 is a 7. Okay. Well, let's assume this is a 1. That means one of these 2 is a 4, which means this is a 4, this is a 3. That turns this into a 3, and then we get 2 possible 3s there. This becomes a 4, this is 7, this is a 3. One of these 2 is a 7. One of these 2 becomes a 3, so that's this one. 7 and 1 here. So we got a 7, 6 pair here. One of these 3 is a 7, but one of these 2 is a 3. These 2 is a 3. That makes this a 3. 6, 5, and 7. Which means that one of these 2 has to be a 7. So that's a 6 and a 7 here. That can't be a 6 anymore. That's a 6. 3 and 7 are the possibilities there. One of these two is a 3. Up here, this becomes a 4. So this is a 9, a 4, a 9, and a 5. Seven and 3. All right. And one of these two, this one becomes a 4. That makes this into a 7 here, a 1, a 3, a 7, and a 3 there. Hey, 14 minutes. But nowhere near my 1 hour cutoff for this. And yes, I did do a quick check early on to make sure I'm looking at the hard collection of 1,000 puzzles. All right, everybody. Sometimes they work out better than others. 14 minutes, 29 seconds for me, or 14 minutes, 9 seconds if I discount the 20 seconds I didn't spend trying to solve the puzzle and giving you a head start. I hope you had a good time with this. I will look forward to tomorrow's puzzle as well, or tomorrow night, tomorrow morning, however we want to call it, when I run the Saturday puzzle. Have a good night, everybody. A good morning, wherever or whatever it is for wherever you are.